One of my proudest moments as a music teacher, that's very difficult to nail down to one because there's been so many. But I think the proudest thing is knowing that I have empowered students to learn. For example, I had a student who had been bullied in middle school. She came into my choir rehearsals very shy, and then through music she began to open up, and we discovered she had a beautiful voice. So we put her in voice lessons and in voice training. And today she's preparing for a career in opera and getting ready for her conservatory auditions, and she performs a lot now. So I have a lot of young people like that I've had the privilege of working with, and I think music kind of brings those kind of students to us, and seeing them empowered in the moment of performance because they met a music teacher who was able to bring those gifts out of them. That's my proudest moment, to see my students empowered. My most significant challenge is finding the time to mentor and coach all the students one-on-one that are asking for help. So a way to fix that challenge has been to offer a voice class, to offer private voice lessons after school, to offer voice seminars to my students and the community, to also bring in world-renowned clinicians to coach my students and the community. I also teach a church choir, which is mainly senior citizens, so people can come there for training. It's filled up my schedule, but it's well worth it because students are getting the opportunity to grow in their skill and gifts. Some of the methods I incorporate in the classroom include iPad technology. I use the iPad to record the students for homework recordings and evaluations of their voice. In choir class, after they have learned a song, I have the student hold the iPad close to their face so it records only their voice. Then they emailed me their recording for evaluation. That way I can monitor whether they know the words, whether they know the notes and the rhythms, and how they're doing on tone and clarity of vowel, and hear them one-on-one. With 120 students in the program, that was very time-consuming. Now the technology allows me to do it all at once. I've developed a curriculum for pedagogy studies. I have students who would like to be choral directors in collegiate studies or voice teachers. So I have them, if they're prepared, become a pedagogy student in the class I'm teaching. So they're helping with sectionals, they're helping students learn songs. They actually have to read a pedagogy book and outline it so that we can study that book together. They get to direct on the concert. It's a wonderful mentoring process for students who are advanced to affect students who are in the process of learning for the first time. Also, we have a performing arts careers class that travels to Manhattan. When I was in my doctoral studies, I did a colloquium study in New York on opera, and my teacher took me, let me meet artists and agents and visit performances, and I thought, why not do that at the high school level? So I take about 15 students to Manhattan for 7 days where we meet artists, we see shows, we talk with agencies, and we discover what it takes to have a career in performing arts. I find it important for students to learn to find pitch. So I've developed a system for them to discover through audiation to memorize pitch. Through about a month of that process, students are able to find the do, middle C. And then by finding the middle C, they can find the chord structure of their 1 chord in the key of C, the 4 chord, the 5 chord, the 2 chord. They can find chromatics, and they're able to memorize pitch. I also use sub-vocalization, where they sing without making a sound, so they hear their internal ear, and their brain gets involved in that process of audiation and how that works to improve the singer's skill in finding pitch.